Ayo, I'm Tits.
Hey everyone, I'm Areolas.
We're viewing Pootie Tang. Pootie Tang,
Pootie
Pootie Tang,
Tang.
Pootie Tang, Pootie Tang, Pootie Tang.
Pootie Tang.
Pootie Tang.
Pootie Tang.
When was the first time you watched Pootie Tang?
Man, I don't even remember. Years ago, because it came out in 2001. I might have saw it like when I was in high school in like
Did
2004 or
this come out
5.
before or after 9/11?
Like right around that same time, I think.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is important. Around the time, like before or after the time?
Is 2001, and that's when 9/11 happened, right? So let me see when
Yes,
this
that's
came
when
out.
September 11th happened.
June 29th. So it came
June
out
29th. Came about
months,
before.
yeah, months before 9/11. So
Okay,
Hey,
that's
that's
important.
that's might have what have slowed down its success. I don't think so, but that might be what did.
Oh
What was
boy.
your first impressions of this movie? You just recently saw it, right?
Yeah, I actually the first time I saw it was when you requested me to see it. And
Yeah,
then
because
yeah,
it's a
Pootie
classic.
Tang is hilarious. It's
Yeah.
just hilarious in its own way. Like
Uh
I
huh.
wasn't expecting it at all. Louis C.K. directs this.
You
He's a
know,
comedy man, I hear.
he wrote it and directed, but from what I've read, he got fired while editing it, so he never got
Oh,
to finish editing it. So he doesn't really take credit for the movie, but he did direct it. But it's still funny. I think it's hilarious.
yeah, it's hilarious. So the very beginning of the movie, we're meeting Pootie Tang, and immediately we see him like saying the weirdest words, nonsense words, right? I'm
Hmm.
trying to listen to this guy. What the fuck is he saying? And then everyone just understands him. How?
So
Is this a language I don't know?
from what I'm reading, uh, it vaguely resembles the language of Pigden. No, not Pigden. Pidgin, like a pigeon.
Pigeon.
It resembles pigeon
BBC
language.
writes in those pigeon articles.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
pigeons aren't real.
Yes.
Birds aren't real. No, pigeon apparently is a grammatically simplified means of communication between two or more groups of people that do not have language in common. So
What does Pootie Tang mean?
that's his
I mean, that's his
name.
name, but
Yeah.
like
He's
what?
got Mama Tang and Daddy Tang, and then
He
he's
says
Pootie.
some of the most interesting quotes. Okay,
Hmm.
there's so many quotes. Is there? Do I have a list of quotes here? All right, list of Pootie Tang quotes. List of Pootie Tang quotes, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, yeah, a lot
First
of
of all,
quotable things.
I'm gonna sign your pity on the runny kind. He said
Uh
that a
huh.
lot in this. He said
Which
that a
is the
lot.
title of the film that he's promoting within this film at
Yeah,
the very beginning.
at the very beginning.
Uh huh.
I just want to know what it means. But I'm so intrigued because everyone's treating him like normal. I'm like, okay, so this is a guy. He's just a normal living a life. He's just a normal dude. I get it. But what's super funny is like he's also just like walking around, driving around, and people recognize him. Oh my goodness, it's Pootie Tang. How you doing, Pootie Tang? Pootie Tang says something,
He
and
like
it's not English
Wadata,
at all. Padita?
Wadata, or
Wadata.
Shimide or
Wadata.
something.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
And
he's
then they go.
basically like he's like a local crime fighter, and he makes music, and he just promotes like all good things within the community there, and everybody
Yeah.
looks up to him. He basically in the very beginning scene of the movie, he foils a drug deal because he can use his belt to whip the villains and dodge bullets while dancing, and his hair is basically bulletproof. And
You know,
you have comic book villains like Dirty D and
yeah. You know what's
Froggy.
the fun thing about this is like how many people he whips comically with his belt, but on the other side, his belt is special to him. I was
Hmm.
always wondering why is he whipping people with that belt? It's because his dad gave it to him
Hmm.
and who died before being mauled by gorillas, which is hilarious, but also sad and tragic. But here's a belt for you to fight crime with, and I really liked that.
And then at the beginning, he was always a ladies' man, even from when he was a
Yeah.
child. The older ladies loved him, and his dad would tell him, teach him respect, and he'd say, "Never let the ladies get between you and the belt." That's
That's true. That's
yep,
true. You got to be able to teach respect across all the genders, ladies and man.
yeah,
So you got to
just
whip
the
that
two.
woman if she gets too close. So,
But we have this big corporation wanting to shut Pootie Tang down because he's literally causing them to lose profits in selling their alcohol, their cigarettes,
yeah.
their sugary goods, everything bad. He's causing them to lose it, so they want to buy Pootie Tang out with money.
Oh man, now here's the ethical issue. Does Pootie Tang get bought out and give all his money to his poor friends and then we're living it, y'all? Or does Pootie not buy out and he still doesn't have money when he doesn't have money for his friends? Or does he buy out and just take the money for himself? That's
He
there's a
yeah,
couple of options that Pootie Tang could go here.
and he seems to be living moderately in his means. Like he dresses fancy, but he's always wearing like the same outfits.
Yeah.
He drives an okay car, nothing too fancy, and I don't know, like he's making music. Obviously, he's doing stuff. There's that one scene where he's recording a new song and he puts all the volume levels down and he just does silence in the booth. And
Yeah, it's like silence in the booth and he's just like listening to the silence. I thought it was funny. Everyone's like looking at him like, "What?" And he's like, "I got
yeah,
this. This is the
they're
Pootie
like
Tang jam, okay?" And it's just silence. It's like,
just emotion. And then they're like,
yeah,
"We've got a hit," and everybody's jamming to it, and it's
it's
just
just
silence.
silence. Yeah, it's
No,
funny.
it's
Um,
it's a lot of little like jokes within this movie like that where they crack me
yeah.
up. Like I've seen this movie quite a few times, and I'm still laugh at this silly like goofy things that on in between the main story.
Mm. Do you remember who is that? Who is that like guy with a really dirty car?
Dirty D.
Dirty D. Was he
Hmm.
like Pootie Tang's nemesis or just like a guy that Pootie Tang know and kind of didn't really like that much?
I think he was like his. He seemed like his main nemesis
Okay.
because he wanted to like always stop Pootie Tang, and Pootie Tang
Right.
put him
That
in
makes sense.
prison. And then whenever
Yeah.
like not really getting ahead of ourselves, but when he that big corporation wants to stop him, so they sick that really thick white woman on like I don't remember what they call her, but she's just a white hoe or whatever, and they sick her on his buddy to give him the secret of his powers up, and he tells him it's the belt. The belt's what gives Pootie Tang his powers, and
The belt gives all his power. Without the belt, he is worthless.
yeah, that's his
You
one
know,
weakness.
does he man, I don't like okay, first of all, I at this point, I'm just thinking, I would like to see Pootie Tang without his belt. I want to see the man he is without his belt, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's like my natural thought. What is he without the belt?
If he's still powerful or if it's
Yeah,
just the belt.
if he like hides behind the belt or if he's just so confident within himself, he doesn't need the belt.
Mhm.
Like, like I guess it's very similar to that phrase, what are you without the suit of armor or something? What is he without the
Yes.
belt? Yeah.
He could break it down that far because he is literally like a knight with his
With
sword that
shining belt.
his armor, his belt that is his armor and his sword. I know there's a part I crack up so bad at this part. I don't know what you think of it, where he's in the club and he's performing with Missy Elliott. I don't know if you know Missy Elliott, but it's not really. He's just performing with that girl, right?
Right.
And then there's like a groupie that follows him all the way up the elevator. She's just kissing him, hugging him, biting on him, and then he goes in the
Obsessed.
he's super obsessed, and he's not reacting at all. And then they get
Like a
up to his
Chad.
door. He goes inside of the door, and she's like, "Are you gonna just leave me out here?" And he leaves her a saucer of milk just at the door to
Yeah. Just like,
drink
just be fed now. Goodbye.
like a stray
He doesn't
cat.
want you. I mean, yeah, it's just I thought that was fun. I thought it was an example of how much Pootie Tang values Pootie Tang and doesn't care about the ladies because
Yeah,
of Pootie Tang is Pootie Tang number one.
he
So
puts like, yeah, he's like a hero to. I don't know. It's like he wants to defend the his community before letting the ladies get to him. You know what I mean? And uh,
oh
and then
man.
and then you have the one girl that wants to get with him, Biggie Shorty, who just likes to just dance on the street. Like that's all she does. Like the whole movie is dance
Yeah,
by the street.
but he Pootie Tang doesn't really necessarily care about that lady. But there is a lady. There is one lady, a very destructive lady. Remember yeah, you remember the corporation that Pootie Tang was having was making do bad in sales? Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna send in a hot lady to seduce him, force him to sign a contract, forcing having him having his name
Hmm.
be under the company. And then
Sign
I'm
over
just
all
like,
his rights.
oh man, that's even worse than letting a woman get between your belt. That's letting a company getting between you and your belt. That's awful. Oh no.
And I think it's stereotyping the fact that I guess white women are like a weakness to black men.
Hmm.
I
I
don't
didn't catch
know.
that.
Yeah, because like she's like this. She's like slapping him and getting all freaky with him, and he doesn't know what to do because she's a little bit
Right.
more dominant of a woman. And
He's just doesn't
she
know what to
makes
do with
him
it.
sign all the contracts while he's, I don't know, like basically like kryptonite. He's all fucked
Yeah.
up, and
Yeah.
she takes his belt and gives it to the corporation, and he loses everything.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And I'm just Pootie Tang, I'm so sad for you. What are you gonna do now that you've signed away your life? That's like my next step. I feel like I feel his devastation. I can feel his devastation.
He's hit rock bottom right
He
at
is
this
at rock
point.
bottom. Dude, he has to like what's funny is he goes to a farm because of Biggie Shorty. Because of friend Biggie Shorty, the dancing chick all the time.
Uh huh.
Oh, let's go to the farm. What's farm life like?
He
And
just
I was
wants to
not
go there to
expecting
reset.
this movie to take that turn of going to a farm. I honestly thought I was going to stay the entire time in a city.
It's very cliche. I feel like that happens in a lot of movies. I don't know. The first that came to mind was like Avengers Ultron. I think they like went to a farm, and Ninja Turtles they go to a farm like after they've been defeated. It feels like they need to go to like gather their thoughts and heal and then
Yeah,
regroup. So he's at the farm and he's like doing work. He's planting one single stalk of corn that he's
just
super
one.
proud of. Yeah, just one stalk of corn.
Why not multiple?
I don't know. That's why it's just hilarious. It doesn't make sense.
Oh man, I do find though that there is the sheriff
Hmm.
always trying to have Pootie Tang date his daughter. Just keeps on insisting. I'm like, dude, Pootie Tang's not interested. Pootie Tang's not interested. Leave him alone. Why are you insisting that you guys date? Like, why? Well, you wouldn't just go to your neighbor and be like, hey, you should date my daughter. You should date my daughter. We wouldn't just go to a neighbor unless it was freaking Pootie Tang. I guess the Pootie Tang's a chicken magnet.
Yeah, he's probably like the best looking dude there, or new guy in town. Very colorful, I guess. And
Yeah.
and she takes an apple pie, or no, a cherry pie to him, right?
Yeah,
And do you remember this part where he starts just rubbing it all over his fucking chest
that
and
was
face?
weird. I was just thinking, what are you doing? Yeah, just enjoying a pie. What are you? What is? Aren't you supposed to put them in your mouth, not
He's
your face? Wouldn't that
barely
ruin your
eating it.
complexion?
He's barely eating it. He's like rubbing like 98% of this pie on his chest and face and then
Yeah,
eating a
he's
little
not
bit of it.
eating it, and it's just like weird, sexy scene going on.
Yeah, and then
I'm
he
like,
says he
wow.
utters his line, "I'm gonna sign your pity on the runny kind" to her, and she fucking tackles him through the window. So I'm guessing the phrase kind of means I'm gonna give you what you deserve because he uses it against villains too, and
Huh?
to this girl that apparently just needs to be loved, and he wants to show her some love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I found that to be nice.
Yeah.
What was, you know what was fun though?
What was that?
Besides, like, oh, he finds somebody he can love. He finds his inner strength. He finds his inner strength, and you know what's fun? He has a vision.
Yes,
He has
I
a
remember this
vision
vision.
because visions happen, and as a vision that his mom and dad are very proud of him and love him and think he has this extra strength in him. And he's like, yeah, I do got that strength in him. Hey, lady that I just had sex with, bye. I gotta go to the city now. I gotta fight my dirty D and I gotta fight him. That's pretty much
And
what happened.
yeah, Dirty D shows up to where he is with the belt, and he tries to fight him with the belt. Pootie Tang gains back his confidence, takes the belt back, whoops his ass, and then when he's about to get married, because the sheriff insists that he marries the daughter that he just had
Yeah.
sex with, his best friend shows up and says, "Hey, they're using your likeness on everything, on cigarettes, on burgers, on malt liquor, and they even
Beat,
have like a dude in
beat him up.
blackface."
Fuck the company.
They have these like Pootie Tangs that they call them Pootie lookalikes or something. So he has to go back
Oh,
to the city to regain his good uh presence, his good,
good nature or
image,
something.
his good
Goodwill.
image. Yeah. And save the city from these fake Pootie Tangs.
Corporations.
And so he gets there to where they're opening the bad burger joint or whatever, and there's all these fake Pootie Tangs.
He beats them all up.
An army of Pootie Tangs, and he kung fu fights them all up.
Oh, that was such a cool scene. I was not expecting to be many Pootie Tangs, but of course there would be in the movie. They're all trying. They're looking for Pootie Tangs to represent the
Yeah.
company, and now he's here to stop the company from existing, from using his likeness, and he has to fight all these Pootie Tangs. And this, honestly, all of the fight scenes in this movie are pretty hilarious, and the drama in between each fight scene is somewhat endearing and hilarious. This movie is just outright hilarious. The kickiness factor is off the charts and
Uh-huh.
hilarious. You see his
It's
moves. You see Pootie Tang's moves.
and he's not taking anything seriously. He's always like fighting and dancing and smiling. Like
That's how
I
you
don't
do
know.
it.
Yeah,
That's how
like
you win a
it's
fight. Is you gotta
it,
dance and smile and sing through it.
he has like so much confidence. He doesn't even break a sweat, and it's just hilarious how this movie doesn't like take
Yeah.
itself seriously, really, like at any point.
Uh, I also find uh that Biggie Shorty is always here. He's always here to help out Pootie Tang. And I'm like, Pootie Tang, you should be marrying her. She gets you. She
Yeah,
gets you.
she knows like that yeah, he seems like a womanizer, but he needs like a good woman by his side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's always a woman after him, but never one with him. I
By his
guess.
side.
Yeah, yeah, very,
After
very,
him, but never staying.
yeah.
It's
It's
true.
very, it's a very good when you dissect it like that, a good feeling of a movie, but it
Yeah.
done in a hilarious way.
It is hilarious how after they fight and they defeat everyone, that Biggie Shorty and Pootie Tang do get married. They're together.
Hmm.
And so I wasn't expecting Pootie Tang to get a relationship I wasn't expecting anyone to be happy in this movie, but people were happy in this movie, and this movie is just a generally good time. It's a hilarious watch. I definitely watched a lot, laughed a lot the first time. Second time, there's some jokes that I caught that I didn't catch the first time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
No, yeah, there's a lot of like old school comedians in this movie. Like there's Chris Rock is basically like everywhere in it. He's like 3 or 4 different characters.
yeah. I was not
You have
expecting that.
yeah, yeah, he's just playing different characters, and you don't even care. It doesn't really like break the reality of it. He's not like he's I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't
Yeah,
like change it for you. And then
right.
you have like Andy Richter, who's a comedian. Um, man, David Tell's in it. David Cross, like they're all like just those older comedians,
Yeah,
that now are
many of
probably
them I
all
didn't know their
canceled.
names.
Yeah, and then Louis C.K. who directed it and wrote it.
I
Uh,
knew Louis C.K. and who Chris Rock was before watching this movie.
yeah, a lot of random comedians, but no, I don't know. It's crazy that this movie didn't do that well back when. I think from what I read, it was like half a thumbs or half a thumb out of 4 thumbs or whatever they rate it, and then it only made 3.5 million
Was
out
this
of.
when Louis C.K. was still popular?
I don't think he was really popular at all.
He wasn't
It was
popular at
like
all?
at the very beginning. I don't think he was that popular. He was still just a writer for like
Oh,
shows.
okay. That's
Yeah,
interesting. I only knew him from listening to his stand up on Pandora several years ago. That
yeah,
was my exposure to him.
yeah. He was pretty huge for a while, and then he got canceled because he, yeah, he was like masturbating
Yeah.
to a woman. I don't know, or on a woman. I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know what he
Really,
did.
really
Oh,
nothing
whatever.
too bad.
Well,
It
you gotta
it
have it
sounded
come
like
go somewhere.
yeah, it has something. What else are women good for? No, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure it was consensual. So like, you know, I don't see the big deal. It's just kind of weird. Everybody's got their strange kinks. You
Yeah.
know that more than anyone, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
Very much so.
what
I know that.
yes. What would you give this movie, say, because you've seen it already a couple times,
Yeah.
out of 10, right? That's what we did. Yeah.
I would give this movie. It's like a solid 7.5 out of 10. So I'd give it
I'd say I'd give it a 9 just because
a 9.
I still find it funny. Like I watched it again last night, and I was cracking up, and I even knew the stuff that I was like, "Oh, this is about to happen," and then it happened. And I still laughed. You know
And
what
you
I
still,
mean? Like,
yeah, I get that. Makes a lot of sense.
yeah, it's just a funny movie. It may not make much sense, but it's funny for I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can see it. It's just irreverent comedy done well, and I don't know. I, Chris Rock's in it. He's good.
Yeah, I was not expecting when you first recommended this movie, I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. But like the first 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, what the fuck type of movie is this I'm in? So
Yeah, I imagine like you just get into it and you're like, "Am I supposed to not understand him?" Like
yeah,
he's just saying some random
I think
shit,
that's
and they're
the
like,
joke. That's the
"Yeah,"
joke.
and they're like, yeah, no,
Everyone
sure,
else
Pootie."
understands him except for the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And the audience is like, what the fuck? Why is everyone pretending that he's saying something for real? But that's because he is in their world, but not for us. And I think that's the comedy. The comedy is the audience discomfort, which I could tell. I can feel like why it didn't do well in theaters because this is a pretty clever movie, I'd say.
I think so.
Yeah.
It almost goes back to like silent films where you don't need like to understand or hear anything because he's
Yeah.
just funny the way he is, or he's
Yeah.
just making noises. Like he's not using words, he's not saying jokes. What he does and the way the other people react is what makes it
It's the
funny.
comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, very good. It transcends language.
That's true. You don't even need to speak English to watch this
Nope,
movie.
I don't think you do. it may help a little, but you don't need to.
Yeah,
But that was Pootie Tang.
that was Pootie Tang.
Speaking of languages, that's what I was gonna do a game for you
Ooh,
called Guess the Language,
guess the
where
language.
where I looked up voice translators, and basically I'm gonna put famous like movie quotes,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna have them said in a different language, and
Oh,
you're gonna guess what the language is and what the quote might be.
okay.
For instance, here is I'm a sign your pity on the runny kind,
Mm,
but this is in French. If you could hear it, ready?
yeah.
So that's
I didn't hear
I'm a.
anything.
Oh, you didn't hear anything?
No. Is that new?
Huh.
It was working earlier. Hmm. Hey, that's weird.
Let me see.
Uh-oh, hiccup. Uh-oh.
Oops. Where? Let me see
Oopsie.
if I can
Stand
add it.
by.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. Entire screen. Do 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 do.
Oh. Oh, that was something. That was
Mm-hmm.
something that happened. Bada bing, bada boom.
Can you hear that?
Nope, I cannot. I cannot hear it.
Well,
Well, you
that's a shame. Huh.
it was working earlier.
Yeah, it was. Let me try. Sorry, guys. Check out a minced cactus while I do this.
Yeah, check it out. Do you recognize it? Do you recognize it? Do you recognize it? It's the Patrick Michael cactus. I found it at Walmart. It's at Walmart, by the way. It's only $10 if you want one.
10
You can get
bucks.
you too can get your own Patrick Michael cactus. This is
Let
what
me
I'm
see.
calling it now.
Let me see if you can hear this. Can
I
you
hear
hear that? Huh?
I hear nothing.
You hear nothing, man.
Nothing.
Huh? Crazy.
Your game was guess the language?
Yeah. Yeah,
Guess
I
the
had
quote in language?
I will well, you know what? Just to keep this going, I'm gonna hear it. I'm gonna play it. Maybe they'll hear it, but I'm gonna no, I can't say this shit.
Oh boy.
Huh.
Do you have like a visual? Is there like a visual guide to it?
Yeah, let me see if I can zoom in on this shit. Hold
Okay.
on.
Hit that
Let
visual.
me
Ooh.
so let me see if it'll play here.
Je vais signer your
Oh, I
pity
can
sur
hear
le
it.
You
Runnykain.
can hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see I'm assign your pity on the running kind, right? And then I'm playing it here.
Je vais signer your pity sur le Runnykain.
Yes.
Can you guess what language that is?
That's French?
Yes, it is
Because
French
you
right there.
told me it was French.
I tell you it was French?
He
Okay.
told me it was French.
Awesome. Okay. So let's do oh yeah, and I have the quote there. Okay. Guess this one. I mean, I have it there. Let me see. Can you hear that?
No.
God damn it.
What happened? Oh no. Technical issues. Oh man, my favorite. The bestest thing ever. Woohoo. Well, let's see if this still works. Oh,
All right.
okay. So you're just gonna copy and like paste.
Can you hear that?
I do not hear it, but that looks to be about Russian.
That is Ukrainian.
That's Ukrainian? I
Yeah.
don't know the difference between the two.
I don't know if there's any difference.
Oh.
Man, this is like it was weird because it was working earlier. That's what's tripping me out. Let
This game
me
really needs the audio.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
So let's do this.
Dan wo suo yong yuda shi yi
Oh,
tao
I hear it.
yi yuda ji name. Jesse ji name shi wo zai hen zhang de ji yi sheng your jung huo de de rang wo
Do I have to
sheng
guess which Chinese it is?
yang de ren de e meng de ji name ru guo ni
No,
xian
it's just
zai
Chinese.
fang la
Oh,
wo
it's just
mu
Chinese.
shi king ju jie shula wo bu hui chu zhao ni wo bu hui zhui chu ni dan ru guo ni bu jia yang zhao wo ju hui chu zhao ni
That
wo
is
hui zhao dao ni ron hao wo hui sha la ni.
that is that part in Taken where he's saying what I have is a particular set of skills.
Oh, that's so
skills
funny.
I've acquired
That's in
over.
Chinese.
Yeah, but that's someone saying it, a female saying it in Chinese.
Oh, that's funny.
That's what I was trying to do there.
Okay.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, you just knew the font that was Chinese.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
There's a difference between like Korean, Japanese, and Chinese that are very distinct. Like, so it just I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of manuals. Okay, I've seen a lot of manuals.
Can you guess this?
Con un grande potere viene una
That's
grande
Spanish.
responsabilità.
That's Spanish.
With great power comes great
Con un grande
responsibility.
potere viene una grande responsabilità.
Con un grande pontere.
Con
I
un
don't know
grande
actually.
potere viene una
Potere-
grande responsabilità.
With
You know, I
great...
took Spanish. Like, I took Spanish, but
Did
I
you?
forgot it.
I think that was Italian, but it's probably the same thing.
They're all
think it-
romantic languages. It's hard to tell for me anyway.
Let's see here. Let me hold on. Wait,
What else you got?
I got a few more. I just need to
Okay.
share the tab apparently, and then it'll work. Let me press play here.
Jos ihmiset, joita rakastamme, varastetaan meiltä, tapa saada
What is this?
elämään edelleen on olla koskaan lakamatta rakastamasta heitä, rakennukset palavat, ihmiset kuolevat,
I say Finnish.
ihmisen rakkaus on ikuista.
Finnish
Oh,
is
did
the
you see
language,
it?
and also finish this bit. Is this bit over?
This is from The Crow. Have you ever
Oh.
seen The Crow?
I have seen The Crow. I've done a
If
review
pe-
on it.
If the people we love are stolen from us, the way to have them live is
Mm.
never stop loving them. Buildings
If the
burn,
people we love are stolen
people
from us,
die,
the way to have them
but
live
real
on is
love
to
is
never stop
forever.
loving them. Buildings burn, people die, but real love is forever.
I thought real love is an emotion.
It's
verb.
Emotions are forever.
I guess so.
I
Well,
think so.
You think so? You think emotions are 5 ever?
About this.
बल तुहाडे नाल होवे.
Oh god, which language is that? I don't know the name
Lay
of
the
that language.
बल तुहाडे नाल होवे.
Arabic? Arabic?
It says Punjabi. So yeah,
Punjabi. Oh
I'm
yeah,
pretty
that's
sure.
India.
It's
That's
all
from
the same,
India.
right?
May the force be with you.
What did I say?
बल तुहाडे नाल होवे.
Arabic.
Arabic? That's like Middle Eastern. Europe, I mean, India is like India. It's right underneath China. That's hardly Middle East.
It's the same, right?
No.
No?
No.
Is
I
that me
mean,
being racist that I'm saying it's the same?
put up a little map or something.
One
Alright,
more.
What is this?
Það lifandi, það á hreyfingu, það lifandi, það lifandi, það á lífi, það á lífi, það lifandi.
Oh, is this from the Frankenstein?
Alive, it's moving, it's alive, it's alive, it's alive, it's alive, it's alive.
It's alive. What language is this?
Here we go. Icelandic.
That's Icelandic? Man, I don't know any
Það
languages.
lifandi, það á hreyfingu, það lifandi,
And
það
I don't know how
lifandi,
to
það á lífi, það
put
á
audio
lífi,
on
það
games
lifandi.
apparently. I think we're good.
That's funny. I guess that was it. That was the last one.
Yeah, that was guess the language. That sounded better on paper, believe me, when I
Yeah.
had it written down.
It
And
was a
it
good
worked.
game idea. And it looked to work.
It worked in the beginning. I don't know why I decided to not work it at the end there, but I'm glad everyone got to see your what is the cactus's name? Michael
This is Patrick Michael Cactus.
Patrick Michael.
Yeah.
And that's like a dude?
Have you seen Patrick Michael live streams? He has his cactus up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why I mention it.
No,
'Cause he has his live streams. He has this cactus up.
I figured
And then
it was
Carl
like a
got
dude
this cactus also in his studio.
from
and then
Who Are These
now-
Podcasts?
Yes, from Who Are These Podcasts. And then this is in mine. Is now. Just wanted to point that out. You too can get your own cactus.
At Walmart, right?
Yeah, it's only
No,
$10.
that's
It's
man.
cheap.
Did they have 2? You should have bought 2. That would have been cool.
Oh yeah, they didn't. There was the last one left.
Man, they must be selling like hockey.
All three
Speak-
three AA batteries. You'll listen to
That's
that.
worth it. That's worth it though. Odd
Yeah.
number. I wish it were 2 or 4. I don't know
I
why it
know,
had to be
right? It's
3.
like weird things come in weird numbers.
Yeah, I don't like that when
Like
it's odd numbers.
odd number stuff is weird. Like my
But
Zoom
speak-
mic is
Uh-huh.
my Zoom mic is 3, I think. That's weird. I don't like 3 is
3
weird.
double A.
3 AA.
Ugh. But speaking of good deals and great looking women, where can they find you, Miss Salad?
Well, I do a daily movie review every day at 7 p.m. ET. YouTube.com/ASEpresents. The series is called Mint Salad Saw. If you want to see if I've reviewed a movie, you can just type in Mint Salad Saw and then movie in the YouTube search bar. You can also find, if you want to fast track a movie review, I can do that. My patreon.com/ASEpresents. If you like to help support your daily grind, follow them daily movie reviews, go to my Linktree, linktr.ee/titsmintsalad. So that's where you can find me.
Yeah, she's worth it. She's great. You can find me. That's All Funny podcasts. Anywhere podcasts are available. I got a new podcast coming out every Monday with my buddy Gabe. That's All Kayfabe, where we just talk about wrestling. And yeah, I have a Patreon, patreon.com/Lorenzo Arreola, where the past episodes of Tits and Areolas and just other bonus contents there. You can also check that out at Lint's and Mint's Patreon too. All the past episodes if you want to see them. And every Tuesday we typically put out a show here. And yeah, that's where you can find me and you can find Mint. But anything else, Mint, with the
That's it.
cactus?
Cactus. Cactus.
Beautiful. It's not sharp, right? It's not poking you.
No, it's not punky. It's pretty rounded.
Okay, great.
It's a solid cactus.
And we'll end with that. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today to Tits and Areolas. We'll be back next week with something else.
Yes. Bye-bye.
See y'all later. Bye.